Hi, I'm Kirsten, and my topic for tonight is about technology. I'd like to start out with a scenario about technology. Imagine being a kid with both parents working all day and coming home to an empty house by 3 p.m., not motivated to do anything. So what would you do? Of course, you turn towards the television and see your Xbox 360 staring at you. You tell yourself, for 1 hour only, I will play. Next thing you know, your parents are home from work at 7 p.m. and you're still playing. This is the problem many kids have today, where they have to be entertained for numerous hours without doing anything important, such as homework. This brings me to my topic. Are Americans too dependent on technology? My main proposition: Americans use technology more as a luxury rather than a privilege, as it has increased the fast pace of life. My first supporting claim: technology projects children's creativity. Kids in America can't write or talk properly, since all communication nowadays involves typing on the computer or on a cell phone. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, kids consume media as a full-time job with overtime. They are not playing outside anymore due to all the new technology. A New York Times article, Anti-Social Networking, said that kids often had a real best friend to talk to face-to-face, not just through text or email. Video games are consuming all kids' time that could be used for studying or family time. In 1993, a survey was conducted with 1,000 5th, 8th, 11th graders and university students in the states of Michigan and Indiana. Researchers found that 8th grade boys spent 23 hours per week, while girls only spent 12. The college-aged males were spending 16 hours a week, as 11th grade girls were at 6. A study done by Henry J. Kaiser Family Foundation in 2003 found that children 6 years old or younger spend an average of 2 hours a day playing video games, about the same time they play outside as compared to reading time, which is about 39 minutes. Many children have lost interest in playing outside, since inside they have a television, computer, video games. According to the KidsToyStore.com, outside physical activity benefits the children, since it helps decrease obesity levels, boosts self-esteem, and has kids working together. In an article on kidshealth.org, physical education helps kids move, but more and more schools are eliminating programs or cutting activity to 25 minutes a week. My friend's daughter, who is only 10 years old and has everything you can imagine, a laptop, computer, camera, phone, her own television, Wii system, DVD player, iPod Touch. She's always on that whenever I see her, and she never stops. She's one of the prime examples of kids consumed by technology today. My second claim: technology has increased a fast pace of life for many Americans as they use it constantly. As Americans, we live on a busy schedule: work, kids, keeping up with bills, etc., constantly checking email or Facebook because it's so addicting. Communication between adults and other adults, parents and other kids, has changed drastically because people will not remember how to use a real phone to call. Instead, we text or email friends or coworkers that are right next to us. In a survey done by Kelman Research, looked up internet usage by 1,001 Americans and found that 65% of U.S. consumers are spending more time with their computers than with their significant others. This brings me to my third claim. Technology causes many people distress. Most people procrastinate, especially students, with their work or school homework to the night before the due date, which causes people to stress if something goes wrong with the computer. Personally, I've had the experience, well, it's probably a bad thing to do, but I was applying for college and I had all my applications done and ready to be sent, and I waited until the last night and the Cal State system crashed. So fortunately, they had it open until the next morning, so I turned them in, but I won't do that ever again. And then sitting at a computer all day at work can be pretty boring, which will result in depression or anxiety. According to Kelman Research, 52% of Americans out of the 1,001 describe their recent experience with the computer as one of anger, sadness, or alienation. According to the article, How Technology Causes Stress, written by Andrew James Bradley, says that when people are stressed, enormous physical and mental exhaustion, deficiency, and working endurance performance happens. When you email or text, you do not get the full experience of talking to someone face-to-face. In an article called New Technology Restricts Face-to-Face Communication, Brian Hagar stated that text messages are incapable of giving voice, inflection, and emotion. This brings me to my conclusion that American children are losing creativity, Americans have a fast pace of life, and technology causes stress. We are too dependent on the technology we currently have, and our world will never be the same.
All right, let's start with the evidence, which I thought was pretty good. It was very extensive. Sometimes it felt a little bit like you're on overload with that information. Some of the information, though, needs to follow more closely what the claims are talking about. So, for instance, on the first claim, you talk about creativity, but I didn't really get any information about creativity. I got information about whether or not they go outside or what other activities they engage in, and I don't know how you measure creativity, but it's a little bit problematic there. On the other 2 points, I thought that you did a little bit better job finding evidence that applied directly to those particular claims. I had a problem with the proposition at the beginning. You start off and you ask it as a question, and then when you get to the answer, which is really what your proposition should be, the phrasing was a little convoluted, and it needs to be much clearer declarative sentence. There's no preview of what the secondary claims are, but you did have excellent labeling of what those secondary points were when you were giving your presentation. Your eye contact is quite a bit limited during the presentation. Like I said, I like all the citations that you gave, because you were consistent about citing the sources of the information. Let me see, there was one other thing I was going to say, and I don't see it right now, so I'll leave it at that. We have